is a new Lots Ave bound 3 train. The next and last stop is New Lots Avenue.
My favorite part about East New York is
the people.
Everything, mostly the people.
The families,
the kids,
the community, the people, the culture,
the mixing of cultures.
Black culture, Caribbean culture.
A thriving immigrant culture. I love the grit of our community.
I love the resiliency, I love the vibrancy, I love the energy of East New York.
There is something about the energy of the people, the commitment, the vitality, the ideas, the willingness to keep moving, to keep pushing.
East New York has its own flavor, it has its own life, it has its own pulse.
To me, there's no other place that's better. I just love it.
So what's so beautiful about this New Lots Library, the history of it is incredible. This whole area here was controlled by the Dutch. They came in the early 1600s because they wanted to have new lots, which is why we have New Lots Avenue. That gravesite across the street, most of it is from our Dutch enslavers. Skank was a Dutch enslaver. Van Sicklen was an enslaver. East New York was built by Africans. So we decided to call this square African Burial Ground Square because under this library was an African burial ground. That's why this library has to capture that. We want to find out more about those who built East New York and let our people know when you look at Skank Avenue, when you look at Van Sicklen, you're talking about slaveholders. Now this is African Burial Ground Square, and this library is going to be the center of a liberating cultural hub for the people of East New York.
But if we don't acknowledge the land, right, and what has happened here, and those who are buried here, we will, as a people, never know where to go, where our future is if we don't go back and reclaim our histories. We have to be able to tell these truths and amplify stories that have not been told.
The story they've been telling you has been wrong, and I think the library is filled with stories. We want to start to collect some of those stories as part of that living history, and then we want to take those stories and pass them on to the younger children so that they could start to see that they are relevant, that they have power as well.
The damage that has been done to East New York by layers of government policies, the legacy of slavery, redlining, disinvestment, gentrification, which is, sort of the pressure that people are feeling now, that's a through line that is an important story of East New York to tell.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this African American burial ground. Let's talk about these people that were displaced here, because East New York is for displaced people, and it's just a story in a cycle.
It seems like outsiders are benefiting from East New York more than native East New Yorkians.
And we should figure out how this project can somehow support people who have been here, who want to stay here.
The libraries attract older adults, young people, teenagers, children. By nature, is the normal space that can be used for discussing issues of the community. You cannot organize and do social activism without education. And the library can create that space where you learn about what happened in your community, but also can be the forum to continue organizing.
So it's critical that we don't just have a library with some books in it, but we have a library that has a purpose, that has a philosophy, that has an ideology, a place where we can come to raise consciousness, to organize for liberation.
I hope that the library could be the core, the center of what East New York is.
It should be a beacon.
A social space.
An incubator space.
A collective space.
A welcoming space.
A safe space.
a historical place.
A sanctuary.
A space of inspiration.
It should be an environment that invites someone and challenges them to do new things.
A source of light for the entire community to participate, to contribute, to help build a better, stronger East New York.